This is verse 17 of chapter 17, Gospel of Matthew. Jesus is interacting with the crowd, and especially with the man who has a demon-possessed son. A lunatic son is the literal sense of the Greek, and the man, of course, has indicated that he brought this child to the disciples. They weren't able to do anything about it. They were out of their element, over their heads here, and Jesus gives them a bit of a rebuke. And the rebuke probably extends even beyond these 9 who were still there, but it certainly seems to be addressed primarily to them. We have apokrithes, from apokrinomai, I answer. This is the aorist passive in form, active in meaning participle, having answered, postpositive but Jesus having answered, ho Jesus, the subject of the participle, and also of the principal verb apen, from lego I say, third person singular aorist active indicative. So Jesus answered and said. O is an interjection, much like you'd find it in English or other languages. O, genea, generation, time-limited generation. This is the particular time frame that Jesus is addressing. Of course, in a broad sense, you might apply it to any generation, but especially he's talking to them, and probably especially addressing the disciples here. The first adjective that's used is opistos, the negation of pistos, which would be faithful. This is the unfaithful, modifying genea. This is therefore describing that generation as unfaithful or faithless or unbelieving. Kai, the connective. Dia strepmene. This is from dia strepho. Strepho means to turn or to twist. Dia strepho means to twist through, a little bit like a pretzel. And thus you have from that derived the notion of perverse or misguided, or really having a very twisted foundation. So really a rather harsh response, of course, to the disciples here. And yet this rebuke is probably indicating that they're still very much operating in a misguided understanding of Christ and his power and how it's to be utilized. We hear from other sources that at the same time they were being heckled by the religious leaders that were there, giving them a bad time, and that probably aroused a little bit of pride in them, and that only made things worse. But one way or another, an unbelieving, faithless, twisted generation. Heos, this is an interjection. It takes the genitive, it's something like a preposition, so until when. Tota is the object here. It's, of course, an indeclinable adverb, but until when, or how long, is the way it's sometimes rendered. Meth, from meta, with the genitive with you, so how long with you, esomai. This is from ami, I am. It's the first person singular future active indicative. How long will I be with you? How long, same construction here. How long, enexomai. This is from enekomai. Ana, prefix means up, echo, to have up. Out of that derived what we would render as put up. How long will I put up? Humon, with you, takes the genitive. And then ferete, from pharaoh, I bear or I bring. Here it's the second person plural, present active imperative, bring. Moi takes the dative, well, this is the indirect object. Bring to me, auton, the direct object auton, so bring him to me. Hoda, here, indeclinable adverb, right here, right now, is the force of it. So just bring him here. And of course it's out of that Jesus will not only rescue this boy from his torments, but also use it as an opportunity to teach the disciples more deeply about their need for true and genuine faith.